Mandana, who had promised to collect a pot of honey after a month, did not come for many days. I did not even catch his eye. I did not need him urgently, so I did not even go to inquire. A couple of times, the Carvalho family stopped me and asked, "Where is Mandana?" I had said that if I saw him anywhere, I would let him know. But once, Mandana's need suddenly came. While we were sitting inside the house eating, a strange sound began to sound. The kind of sound that would be heard if a dam broke and water rushed in the form of a flood. I left the food in panic and ran outside with the leftovers in my hand. Piara, my wife, and my little daughter all ran outside. When I came outside, I could not see anything. Only the noise was getting louder. Just then, Piara shouted, "Oh, there are bees flying over the wooden hut." I ran and looked. Millions of bees were buzzing around the woodpile at high speed. A large cloud of honey was above one of the hives. I slowly and stealthily peeked inside the hive. My friend had thrown a broken water jug on the woodpile. They were circling around it. One by one, the bees were coming in and out. I remembered what I had seen when I went to fetch the rat trap that was placed on the woodpile in the evening. A couple of bees were flying around the jug, checking it out. The bees were making a buzzing sound near the mouth of the broken jug and making a buzzing sound like a conch shell. Perhaps this was done to find out its interior and so on. At that time, I did not understand why they were circling around the broken jug like this. As my lover and I watched, all the bees started entering quickly. In a short time, not a single bee came out and sat down. I thought of telling Mandana to put only this beehive sitting in the box, which was sitting at home, in a box. But the problem now was Mandana. I did not know where Mandana was. When I called Norway Ramaya and asked where Mandana was, he said, he came home when he came with CARVALHO Sahib. He has not been around since. Is everything okay at his place? Is there any trouble at home? I asked. It's nothing. He is running around like he wants to do something to him. My friends and I made a fuss and brought Ramina. What is the job or salary that I have for him? I told him not to bring up that matter, he said. I assumed that this must be the root reason why Mandana was bored and sitting out of sight. The spoiled one was a mere. Assuming that he must have gone to town in some disappointment, I asked Ramaya, "Will you go to Mandana's town and bring him back? He and I are both upset that you told us not to have any contact. It would not be right for me to go and call him. I will send people if needed," he said. I was fed up with seeing their complicated problems. "Do that," I said, and sent them away. I could not wait to see Mandana. Because the house was running out of wood for cooking. If I dragged more wood, there was a possibility that the pile of wood would fall down along with the honey jar. My wife started asking, "Are you going to make a way for that honey somewhere else?" When the people sent by Ramaya told Mandana to come, he seemed indifferent, saying that the pig fighting had started in the fields and that not a single piece of honey would be collected. Thinking, the poor old man has done a good job, I went to the Mudigar Honey Society without finding any solution, and told Lakshmana about my plight and asked, "Your Majesty, please put that much honey in the box." Lakshmana was very enthusiastic. He got ready. But there was not a single box in the society. "If you ask Mandana, he would have given you any box at half the charge, sir," he said. "No, it's been a long time since I saw his face. I told him earlier. He didn't even come. He's a different kind of person, sir. If he's right, he's right. If he's wrong, he'll do the opposite of what he said," said Lakshmana. So I came to a decision. I would take the jar at night and put it in the forest. At night, my friend and I took it secretly and put it in the forest beyond the garden fence. In the morning, a new problem arose. Most of the bees that had gone out to collect honey from the pot kept in the forest returned and searched for the old place. They did not find the jar in the woodshed and started making a fuss, wondering if it was there. I told my friend to take as much wood as possible and put it somewhere else. "Let's bring the jar of honey back tonight and put it in the old place." He dragged the wood aside among the buzzing bees. A couple of bees even bit him, thinking that he was a writer. At night, we brought the jar back from the forest and put it in its original place. But this did not solve the problem. Because as soon as dawn broke, many of the bees that had left the jar went to the place where the jar was kept in the forest and started making a fuss. By evening, they had gathered in a clump and sat on a dry stick. I was worried that they had been sitting there for a couple of days. I pulled out the stick they were sitting on and dropped all the honey near the mouth of the jar in the hive. The problem became even more complicated. Since it had been 2 or 3 days, the bees in the jar had forgotten the identity of the bees, and suddenly they came and started attacking the honey in the stick and us who were holding it. I left the stick and ran away. Hundreds of bees were fighting, getting up and down as if they were wrestling with each other. I saw the battlefield of these insects from a distance and felt hopeless that the situation had gotten out of hand and gave up. Around noon, the old buzzing sound started again. If you look, a cloud of honey had started to form over the hive again. As you look, they rose up and flew towards the forest. I went to the woodshed and saw that many bees had died in the war between the bees. Hundreds of ants that had come to transport them had found the place where the hive was and attacked the hive. That is why the bees had abandoned the nest along with the eggs and fled. I told Mondana in my heart, the spoiled brat didn't come when I needed him.